Hi everybody, I'm that girl Goddess. And I was flowing through the internet and I came to the African hair guide and he does hair very well. And he brought up about this lady who did a natural hair consultation. Now me being a barber and a cosmetologist, okay, and we gonna forget, okay, because people be saying, oh, but you're in Indian and when you do your hair you can just blow dry it or your wet is wavy and this and this. I want y'all to understand something. When you become a professional, I don't care what culture you are, you learn how to deal with all hair. Hair is only an appendage of the skin. It's beautiful. And I seen how long this girl hair was, to the point I was like, why in the world they even talking about the lady talking about, oh, we gotta cut all this off. First of all, she didn't even blow dry it right. It don't take all that. I done seen some hair, it should have been called 4E hair. Literally. And I would blow dry the hair that even when I was going through hair school. If they blow dry your hair the right way with that hard rubber brush and take it in sections, do you know you will not be crying? All the children, when they come there, they be like, Gil, go call her, go call Goddess, because Goddess is going to blow dry their hair. And when I blow dry their hair, they almost at a silk press, unless they want natural braids or something like that. But they almost, their hair look like they almost had a silk press. And I just used my blow dryer. And I don't understand how people who was born with 4C hair can't do it. I don't understand. And I seen this hairstylist as he was talking about, she talking about she been doing hair since she 14. Okay, just because you was in people's heads at 14, was you doing it the right way? Do you have a license? Because it's no way in the world she went to hair school and we gonna get past the unprofessionalism, but she don't know how to blow dry that hair in sections and get it straight. You don't cut hair like that. Anybody who's a professional know that you're supposed to blow that hair out, and especially if they want the length. And as much as of what she said she wanted to cut, the devil is a lie. Y'all gonna have to stop going to these stylists that is scissor happy and scissor happy and really don't care nothing about your hair. A lot of them, most of these stylists out here and these, the board need to come out and start giving people fines and shutting down their business. Most of them don't have a license. Most of them don't know nothing about hair care. They heard another person say, oh, don't use box color. Let me tell you something. I know people that use box color and all their life and have healthy hair. Okay? Most of them can give you a couple certain treatments, keratin treatments and stuff, and your hair is healthy as all goodness. A lot of times, box color tends to crystallize on the hair. Okay? And when it crystallizes on, you got to go through a stripping the hair of the box color. And it's not hard. You don't use peroxide. Because I heard people say, no, you use peroxide in shampoo. You ain't got to do all that. You do not have to bleach it out if it's a darker color. But people don't know. And they haven't had extensive training. So they go chop off all your hair. Okay? I done had a stylist told me I need to get my hair, just shave my head. Okay? I got up, went to my friend that went to school with me, that went to some of the classes that I went to. Child, the next time they did me a silk press, it was all boom, 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 boom. Okay, I went to the same stylist like 2 weeks later. And since I am a triplet, I just, no, that was my twin. She said, yeah, because you got healthy hair. These stylists don't be knowing what they talking about. And if you would have looked at that stylist with that cap on her head, hat, okay, skull cap, and her platinum hair, let me tell you something. If you are a woman of color and you go to that platinum in one treatment, baby, if you try to put a relaxer in them, 9 times out of 10 it's gonna fall out. When you take it to that length, your hair is already damaged. So for her to be talking about damaged hair, she don't like to comb through hair that don't have a relaxer in it. Then she want to see you bald because she don't have no hair. You have to be careful who you have on your head, because a lot of these female stylists is jealous of your hair. Okay, I have went to school, and this man hair was middle ways his back, and I turned around. I said, okay, once I section this off, I said I'll be done with your hair in 20 minutes. He betted me $100 that I wouldn't have it done because he came to the same school, and it took them 4 hours. I said, baby, that's because you didn't come to me. I said, I tell them all the time they process is wrong. I said, but okay. We had to bet. I got that $100. Okay. Everybody talking about, oh, it's so nappy. Baby, if you blow dry in the right way, the texture has nothing to do with it. You got to know each hair, whether to be medium hot, or super hot. And when you can do super, you're not doing it on the scalp that way. Okay. So when she was talking, I looked at the hair from the camera. I said, her hair ain't damaged to that point. She just didn't blow dry it right. Half of it is still crinkled up because she paid little attention to the ends. And if everybody talking about, oh, if you can see through it, you need to chop it off. First of all, you see this mullet? It's people that's wear hair halfway this way, keep it long, and chop the top. Then they go into braids or whatever, or they just let it grow out. And then their hair gets down to here, but the part that was to hang is still way longer than the top. And then people tell me, oh no, you can't. Everybody don't have thick hair either. So some people, no matter where you start from, it's going to be thin. You got to analyze the hair. People don't, and I'm telling you, these black girls is looking at TV, looking at these videos and thinking they know everything. I didn't say so many women hair. I had a lady, she gave me an end trim. My hair was down in here. She got through chopping. I stopped her midway. This side got short. Okay, because we used to wear it going around like this. The rest of it, I was like, girl, if you don't get away from me. She said, you put all these chemicals in. I said, baby, I have never had a chemical in my hair. And then she gonna look stupid. The other stylist that was there, he came over and he started blow drying my hair. And he said, oh, girl, child, please. There ain't nothing wrong with this woman hair. And that was an old woman. You have to be careful who you go to. Everybody that go through hair school don't necessarily understand what they're reading. Some of them barely pass, if they went. Don't let everybody in your hair. And then when she got to my honey child and the adult that was with her, if you and your child do not want your hair cut to that length, you should go somewhere else if she can't handle it. Because you don't cut hair that has not been blown out straight. And that hair could have been blown out straight. She just don't. She don't like to do hair that don't have chemicals in it because she is not a natural hair culturist. She has not had extensive study. It was not necessary. And everybody, because it's a famous lady and she do hair good. Don't get me wrong, razor chick. But I always asked her, why do everybody got to have the taper in the back? Why can't people have, the big pin curls and bring it on down? I don't care if she cut a length and bring it down. Why do everybody got to have their hair chopped the same way? And I tell people, some people love natural hair. And when they see women come in, these women think they can get a big, all they know how to do is that particular cut, a couple cuts around that. So they'll tell you your hair is damaged because they don't know how to handle certain lengths of hair. If you like lengths of hair, try to go to a stylist that has length and specialize with longer length hair. Because this is when that lady was telling me, oh no, we finna. I looked at her, I said, baby, it's no way the top of my head, and I had to cut half the length of what I left my back. Okay, because this would be a major style in the day. I said, it's not gonna all be the same length. I do not want my hair all the same length. I like to have layers cut in my hair. I like a 90-degree in this area, and then I want a 45 in this area, and this area I want it down at a 0 elevation. So my hair is not going to be the same length, and it ain't damaged. People who don't know hair and specialize in cutting hair cannot consult somebody because they don't even know the last hairstyle you have. You could have layers and then get to this part and want a 0 elevation. What? There's nothing wrong with that. It's beautiful. If you know what you're doing. I mean, when Janet Jackson had her hair going this way and it was a fringe and she had it cut like that and layered, I tell people, yeah, but if she go to the salon, her hair is, without chemicals and stuff, they're going to say she need to have it all cut off because they think all the length's supposed to be the same. No. And some of y'all already know, if your bangs down here, your sides right here, it ain't gonna all be the same length. Everybody hair don't grow at the same rate in the same areas. Y'all gotta stop letting these people get on here and chop off all your hair. Okay? Because they don't know hair.
Don't tell my employer I said this because...
Don't do that. And she's sitting there, the way she talked to her, I only do hair like, because you ain't good enough. Because you ain't good enough. Some of y'all just do hair and y'all, do color. Y'all don't even condition the hair right. To me, it takes like a 3-day prep too. I have them come out analyzing the hair. Okay. Then I make shampoo the hair because people fail to realize, even if they're wearing their hair natural, a lot of people put it in rollers and they put mousse on their hair. They put different chemicals on their hair. You have to see the true hair without those chemicals on it. Because some of them chemicals is hard. Okay. Did they get caught in the rain the day before they come in? It matters. It matters. Because once you give them a fresh shampoo, blow dry them, let me tell you something. You're going to know all about that hair then. If you give a proper blow dry. A lot of blow dryer stylists, I see them. They take the blow dryer with the comb, which is so unprofessional, to use the comb on the blow dryer instead of the hard rubber brush. And they'll come from root straight out when you're supposed to gently go through the ends. If you slept on a pillow at night and this is shriveled up and you were sweating, your ends may look coarser than the rest of your hair just due to that. So I'm going to tell you, don't let these people go in here and get to chopping your hair because they don't know what they're doing. You have to find somebody else. You have a lot of hair. A lot of people just, and I've seen even through hair school, you get women of color come in, their hair is almost at their butt, natural. These women, females in that school will tell them any lie possible not to curl their hair, not to do their hair, not to take the time with their hair. You got to find someone who loves long hair to do your hair. That woman was so unprofessional. And when you see them bald head women, or your stylist got to wear a wig every time you see them, you better do your homework on the stylist. When they talk to you, you can feel the love or the hate. And if they just talking scissor happy, And people can have damaged hair and you don't have to cut it all off at once. You can have them come back every 2 months and just take off 2 inches to the area that needs to go. Is gone. People talking about dead hair. Baby, let me tell you something. Some people here just have not been treated with the right conditioning treatments. It ain't dead hair. Back in the day when people wore afros all the doggone time, you talking about dead hair. Okay? I like to play with crazy wigs and chop it just like this. Had it fringed in the front. When I wore it a certain way, this part was long, this was short. Long, short, long, short. And I went across my forehead. I practiced several cuts on different wigs. That's what I do. I buy a whole bunch of wigs. Because anybody see my hair is down to here. Okay? I don't have the Afrocentric hair because of my culture. I don't think Afrocentric hair is a problem. I think it's beautiful. I wish my hair had the thickness and the fullness. But a lot of people, they're not used to doing hair than what they seen in their family, maybe no longer than them right here. Some people just like to wear straight, blunt cut, zero elevation. See, a lot of them don't know. If I say, well, cut it at a 15 elevation, they look at you like, what? They don't know the elevations. They can look at somebody's hair and you can look at the lengths and you can tell them how they wore their hair before they got there. If you know your elevations. But a lot of cosmetology is not taught barbering. And then after you get through taking barbering, you need some advanced hair cutting techniques. You have to go check out the Sam Villa and all of that. People who specialize, the Paul Mitchell products and the different for different cultures of hair. You have to do your homework. They want to stay at the beauty store, the corner beauty supply store. Sometimes you got to order that stuff. Sometimes you got to put some money into it and tell them why. Because it can take that box color and you can get that because after done crystallized on your hair and set and fried and this and that, baby, you can go do that and go do certain treatments and that hair come to life. See, a real stylist know how to bring hair to life. They know how to satisfy their customer. They know how to stop lying. I seen how much that woman said. First she said she's going to cut it almost halfway off. I looked, I said, ooh, half of it's not even damaged like that. And if you would have blow dried and them ends had crinkled up because they dried on their own because she did not apply that blow dryer evenly and sectioned it off. She just wanted to get the water off the hair. She couldn't go through it because she was using that comb on the blow dryer. She needed a hard rubber brush or vent brush at the end. Section it off and do section by section. Silk it on out. That's the proper way you do a hair analysis and hair cut. You can't do it like that. Because even when you blow drying, sections are drying beforehand and they more shriveled up. No. And whoever that stylist was, I tell you right now, go see if she have a license and if she don't report her. Go report her anyway and let the state come out and see it. Give her a visit. They'll shut down because half the information she gave was totally incorrect. Totally incorrect. See, you have to go to school and pay for knowledge. And some people just go through hair school and they copy off their friend test. Their friend give them a test and give them some answers. Okay. They learn enough just to pass the test. And just because they pass the test don't mean they have the understanding. They half come to school, then get on the floor and come whenever they get ready. And you still being taught while you're on the floor. Some schools are better than others. Well, I'm that girl goddess, and I was glad that the African hair guy got on there and said something. But when you see a stylist in there with this, And they talking about, oh, that's because we don't have time to style our own hair. We are walking billboards. Okay, I'm not doing a hair thing right now. But if I was, my hair would be done. A lot of y'all know that when I did my earlier videos, I would just wear 2 ponytails. Plait it up. People have been having fine hair for a long time. And just because your hair is 4C, 4D, 4E, let me tell you something. You can still have a fine texture, fine density, texture. It don't have nothing to do with all of that. Mm-mm. You can find hair that you think is so nappy and that hair is so soft. I done did it. I did it at the barber school. Blue, boom, 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 boom. I started showing them how to do hair color. My barber brothers and sisters. People don't know what they talking about. And you fail to realize something. A lot of people in the hood just imitate or their friends show them how to do a certain haircut, but they don't have no dynamics in the history and the care of hair. It's different shampoos. They have one shampoo fit all. Depending on your texture, you need a different shampoo. And then after you get through using your clarifying shampoo, you still got to know which shampoo for which grade of hair. Okay? And then once you get through, you need a moisture balance shampoo in the end. And it will hydrate that hair in such a way you'll think if you had 4D hair that you walk around talking about, I feel like I got naturally good hair. When it come through. I done did it for years, came out, moved down here. Because I had my own salon. Let me tell you something. No. No, no, and no. Okay? I done worked with a lot of people that's in the business and they don't have a clue to how to do hair. And some have license. It's like my hair. If you was to give my hair a relaxer, because y'all call perms relaxers. No, perm is to put the curl into the hair. Relaxer is to bring the curl pattern out of the hair. Okay? If I was to tell you to give me a relaxer, you have to use a base on my whole head because I got 2 and 3 textures in my head. Okay? You have to do this in order to relax my hair, and you are not keeping it on more than 6 minutes. Okay? A lot of people, they read the instructions or no, this is a virgin relationship. We got to keep it. I said, oh, baby, I won't have no hair. I have watched my friend and he went to hair school and my hair literally started melting. And I didn't pay no attention. It's my fault. I just assumed everybody knew different grades. And my hair started melting. I knew he meant no harm. I have love for my barber brother. But that was a very traumatizing. And hair is very emotional. If you sitting there, you don't need to be doing hair. And for a woman, just like all these wigs, when I was telling people, oh, you putting glue all around there, baby, bye. You would back that wig up a little bit and pull some of their natural hair out. You're going to have to do better than that because you'd be better off just doing and I always tell people, what is it called? A quick weave. Where you putting the morning glory all over them, the stocking cap and blow drying it and sticking them wigs on. You'd be better off doing that. But people don't want to do that because it's a wig. We get more money just putting a cup of glue around the edges and stuff and lazy. Trust me, if you going to do Beyonce hair, you going to know what you doing. You going to know that texture. She got different culture in her. Girl, bye. People who have money, they're not going to play with you. And they will take you to court and sue you. And I tell a lot of women, if you dealing with a lot of these stylists out of Atlanta and First of all, seek through to see if they have a license. Okay? I'm sorry. Y'all gotta we living in a day and age, and if a person can get over, they'll get over. You can always make hair look good. And if you don't understand how to style long hair and like doing long hair, your go-to is to cut it off. That's your go-to. It's people who color their hair with box dye, use dark and lovely 10, 20 years, they whole life. Get a little end trim and their hair is healthy. How you gonna take hair that in a dark color? See, cause she had used box dye for about 5, 6, 7, 8 years, and just tell her just cause she used box color, her hair is not healthy. The devil is a lie. She don't even know what she was doing. And I'm saying it as a professional. She don't know what she doing. Well, now I'm that girl goddess, and I thank God for the African hair god. You know, his channel's on YouTube, that he spoke up, because I would have never visited the channel. I had seen it come up and everybody talking about how rude she is. If somebody got to talk to you like you less than a person and feel because they in a salon, because you get a lot of these African shots. Some people ain't bit more went to school. They would have knew that they was going to cause alopecia if they even went to school. I should tell my friends, y'all stop letting them braid your hair that tight. That don't even make no sense. But now, everybody tomorrow, I'm glad females are wearing their natural hair again. You want to know why they wearing their natural hair? Because they cut off their EBT card, or they don't get as much money and they can't afford the wigs. That's the only reason. It ain't because they love their hair. It's because you say nappy, they get a heart attack. Oh no, she hate me. Baby, I don't hate you because it's nappy. Every culture has a position where they call it's considered nappy, uncombed, unkept at the moment. You shampoo your hair. Your hair is nappy. Baby, some people shampoo their hair. Yeah, they naturally straight, this, and this. But all cultures have a hair grade that's more unpleasant to deal with. But when you go into doing hair, I love doing hair. I don't care how coarse it is. Little kids, they love to come to me. They'll come up to their hair school and be like, I want her to do it. Girl, get her to do your hair. When they be crying in the chair. They ain't got to be crying in no chair. Now, I don't like to do little baby, little boys that getting their first haircut because the clippers scare them. They get scared. Them kids are crying. They spoiled, haven't been trained. Some people have never truly, they brush their kids' hair up in a ponytail, a couple ponytails, and from babies. And their kid now is 4 years old and they have a tight texture. But some of them, they barely come because the kids want to run down the street with their hair on top of their head. They will let them. They get in it. They have most of the time will give you a nightmare in the chair. Okay. Then they'll tell the parents, yeah, we finna cut off all this pretty hair. So they thinking you trying to make them look bad. Not so. But I'm that girl goddess. I'm just here to tell everybody, tell people, especially people of color, stop going to these hairstylists that is scissor happy. And that's all I got to say. Like, share, and subscribe.